Hello everyone, sorry it has been a couple of weeks since the last update. Unfortunately I got really sick and was down and I've been pretty darn beat up. But Chrissy's been kicking butt and helping with the watering. And everything is just growing like crazy. Here's where it starts getting really nuts. And really nuts. We got some stuff that doesn't look the best, but like some of these little guys like this, that literally came out of like a 200 count tray like that, and it was a runt, and I was just like, whatever, we'll see if it grows. So it's not a big loss. We're going to be up potting a bunch of the stuff that we're actually going to be growing. We're probably going to take the biggest plants out of the majority of these and start up potting them even into a gallon pot for us that are going to go into our 5-gallon grow bags in about a month or so. But I really want them starting to root all the way up to here. I mean, they're going to be completely buried in soil down to that much, and really build those root systems and get strong. And then the smaller stuff will all be grouped up, and those will be the $4 plants that we're selling, because you guys don't want them in a 4-inch plant 2.5 feet, or in a 3-inch pot, 3 feet tall. Hopefully like the $4 ones will be more like those, even though that tray doesn't look the best. But like I said, some of these are just rescue plants that I didn't think were going to survive in the first place, and I just wanted to see if they lived. But I mean, like all these peppers, look at how big these peppers are, and they got wonderful root systems. Well, maybe not that one. The last one I pulled had a beautiful root system. It almost filled the cup already. So these end ones can kind of get a little less watering, and then they don't develop as much. But that one looks really healthy still, so don't judge it by its roots. But tons and tons and tons of plants. Here's an example of like the 6-count trays. These will be thinned, and we're going to make other 6-count trays out of what's there. Those are all like beefsteak tomatoes. These are a bunch of Roma tomatoes that are all 6 trays. And then we have cabbage over there that are in 6-count trays. Those most likely won't be thinned. I got sunflowers down there in 6-count trays. We got all kinds of stuff coming. I just planted a ton of stuff over here, and that has only been in the ground for a day or so. So it'll have about 2-3 weeks. So what you'd be looking at about 2 or 3 weeks would be probably double this size. So it's a pretty decent sized little tomato plant. Probably looking at something like this after 2 or 3 weeks. But alrighty, you guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to throw some pictures in here at the end. That picture is of my table upstairs that we are starting to plant the stuff for the pumpkin patch. I already planted 60 pots with a white scallop squash. I got a yellow scallop squash that's going in. We got long neck squash. We got winter squash. We have, I don't know, I start to feel like Bubba and Forrest Gump. All the different kinds of shrimp is how many different kinds of squash and pumpkins and stuff we have going. So I'll try to document some of that along the way. But you guys have a wonderful night. Let's grow 2025.